Why, hello everybody, welcome, my name is Rubydung, welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I'm over here at the main base. That is because a new update has rolled out as of recent. If I hit F3 here, we can see it is 1.7.2. I have my little book here to help guide us through the update. There is a lot to talk about. This is probably one of the biggest books I've had written yet, so it's quite a lot to talk about to start with. So first off, let's grab some glass here. So I'm going to need about 8, I think. Let's grab another 8 and another 8. I think that should be good for what we're doing. In which case, I want to come around here. I think I have dye somewhere. Somewhere. I can use black ink here. I know for sure I'm definitely going to have red. Yeah. Oh, I also got some yellow. So let's do it with that. So if I take, nope, that, take this and this, put those here, and take the glass, throw this around here and put this in the center, we get black stained glass. Do the same here for red and do the same here for yellow. So we now, let me go through here and put each of this in my hotbar. If I go around here and put this down, you can see we now have red glass, black glass, and yellow glass. So we can now build with an appropriate color of glass in a build. So if we wanted to build like a very colorful base, we now have colorful glass to match along with the hardened clay we'd presumably build it out of. So we can now build something extraordinarily colorful if we ever wanted to do that. And obviously can break it down with my pickaxe here if I wanted to get it all back. Just let me grab a little bit of this very quickly. There we go, nice and cleaned up. But also, if I come around here and do this, I messed that up badly, we get red stained glass panes. I can do this for the other colors as well, but this is going to be very similar to the red glass, but it is now just the pane version, the same as how there is a block version. So I can go ahead and build that if I want the thinner windows for a build. Next up is actually going to involve fishing rods. I want to come all the way out here and throw a bobber into the water and just sit here for a little bit of time until that bobber goes down. Hopefully I can get a good demonstration here, but I got a puffer fish. There is now fish variation in this world, so we are now capable of, if I wanted to, throw out my bobber here again, wait till it goes down again, and I'll get another thing. It still will take a little bit of time. It's still in like medium on fishing, but oh, another puffer fish. Not exactly being a great example, but I'm wanting it to be something other than a puffer fish would be greatly appreciated, so we can at least show there's variation and it's random instead of just 100% puffer fish. That would be excellent. And now it's just not going to get me a fish like that. Oh, hey, now we got a raw salmon. So there is fish variation. So that is something we can do as well. But in addition to that, alright, so I've been fishing here for about an hour or so, and I got some loot. So I have separated this out into what you can theoretically get. I didn't get too lucky on this end and got a lot more on this end. But as you can see, we are capable of getting pufferfish, salmon, raw fish, and the very rare clownfish. Ooh. I am also capable of fishing out junk. As you can see, I've gotten a handful of rotten flesh, I got a random tripwire hook, and I got a bottle of water. So, just kind of random junk out in the water. But there is the capability of treasure. The treasure I did get for this was not good. at all. The reason why I fished for an hour was I was hoping to show you guys better treasure, but I did get myself a Lure 2 fishing rod. Now, you might be wondering, what on earth Lure 2? That is right, since they've completely redone the fishing mechanic, fishing rods now have custom enchantments, in which case the two that they've added were Lure and Luck of the Sea. Lure, I believe, increases the rates at which fish nib at your bob. That's a weird sentence. And Luck of the Sea increases the likelihood of getting good loot. So the odds of me the reason why I probably don't have much treasure but a lot of junk is I don't have any Luck of the Sea. But if I get that, I will get a lot better treasure. So if I want to do a whole bunch of fishing for some reason, then I can. And also when I was doing a look through of the actual loot that you could get from fishing, the only one that I saw that piqued my interest was name tags. I have no name tags in my possession, so having a source for name tags that is easily renewable but however it costs time, which typically if something is a massive time sink, then it's automatically a bad renewable source. Like a massive time sink. And it is not AFKable, which is even worse. So, probably not going to wind up doing too much of that even still. The next change is a very small change revolving around sugarcane. If I head all the way out here and place this down, it looks slightly different. But if I head off to, I want to open my F3 window. Sadly, my entire base is in the purview of an ocean, so it's going to make demonstrating this a little bit harder than it typically would be. But they have now linked sugarcane. Hopefully I can just show this to you guys, but I have a sneaking suspicion I'm not going to be able to escape the ocean. I'm going to be in it for eternity because of how big oceans were whenever they did the biome change. Wait, hold up. Yeah, no, it's just I don't know why, but I thought that changed from ocean over there. But yeah, so they changed sugarcane so that way. Oh, wait, okay, I'm in a forest now, in a beach. Does this extend all the way over to the water here? I think it does. I'll hop down here. Hey, it's slightly different, I'm sure. I can't tell the difference, but I'm sure it's slightly different. It says it is. So yeah, sugarcane is now dependent on the biome for its color, the same as how grass is. So we can now theoretically have differently colored sugarcane. Probably not going to be affecting me, but it's cool that it's there. Next up, another very small texture change. Previously, all logs used this texture here, but now every single log has a new separate texture depending on the type of log. So oak log kept the same, but every other log got a small change to it. So that is a nice little cool thing as well. Another small kind of flavorish change is that you may have already noticed is on roses. They are renamed to poppies, and their texture has changed slightly, as you can see in my hand here. They got this little black dot in the center now, and also they're shaped slightly differently, so we now have poppies instead. So there's nothing that's changed from that. It's just for the purposes of another item they added. They just decided to change roses. Alright, next up is a couple of other small ones, but it's going to be some of the last ones going to be done here at the base. To start with, is going to be boats. They've received a pretty fair change, actually. I'm going to put it in the water, and if I move here, and if I use A while moving, the boat turns, and if I use D while moving, it turns that direction. So, previously, it followed which way you were facing, so now I can steer while facing away from it. So, that is now a change that we have. Oop, let's grab all that. The next one actually involves the written book itself. I can pick that up and throw this in here and get 2 copies of it. So I can now have 2 copies of that book. I'm sure it's going to be very useful for wanting to make like contracts or something. So that way you can make copies, so you don't have to retype the whole thing, and you can still get the signed by, so that's probably going to be pretty nice. Another change that is really nice is item frames. I can now put an item in there, and I can smack it, and the item will come out, but the item frame will remain. So, and I can still punch it and get the item frame the same way. Next up is going to be flint and steel. I can put this in my inventory like this, and it is going to form. So it is just functionally shapeless, so I no longer have to worry about that. Next up is going to be nether portals. We're going to be making the frame like this and like this. Apparently I ran out. I don't know how on earth I managed to mess up that badly. And grab my obsidian here. Oh, I know exactly what I did. I grabbed... Let's grab this one last piece of obsidian. Apparently, I figured out what I did wrong. And if I put this here and light it, you can see it actually lights. Even though it was a 3x3, I still got it to light. That is because you can now light nether portals of any dimensions that are bigger than a 2x3. So we can now have nether portals shaped like that. I'm going to break you because you're going to make so much noise. Next up, the next change that they made is actually going to be to the settings. So if I open this up, there's going to be a couple of new things. First off, if I go to sound, we now have a whole thing just for this. So I've wound up tinkering with this quite a bit, so I'm going to wind up changing these a lot, I'm sure, but this is currently what I have it at. I'm probably going to wind up hiding a lore on some things. We got a weather thing now! We got a weather! Meaning that I can just leave something somewhere and not have to deal with constant rain noise. Oh man, the rain noise is so annoying in this game. So we got that. Another thing is we got, yes, so next up we got the super secret setting. It's not really secret, you can see it, but if we were to click on it, it makes a little noise, and you can see the background changes a little bit, and I can go back into the game, and you can see it is unusable. But yeah, you can get some couple of different changes here that to the look. Some of them look similar. This one is just monochromatic. Then the change here is something I can't tell. Then another weird change. Oh, I think I know what this one is. I think I know what this one is. Oh, alright. This one is inverted. This actually looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. I mean, it doesn't look good, but it... Then, oh, this one I am on a CRT television. I can see that. And, is this correct now? I think I still have a filter on. And, oh, yeah, nope. Okay, this one, oh, I do not like this one. Oh, back to a CRT television. Oh, we got, outlines. There's a lot of these. This one is extraordinarily pixelated. I think this one is just extremely desaturated. This one is just extremely pixelated and green. This one's just blurred. Oh god, okay. Alright. This one, their textures are more distorted. Am I back to the main game now? I can't tell. Oh man, I'm sure I'm gonna be messing up. Is it on my F3? Does it tell me if I'm back on the main thing or not? Shader. Okay, so it says I have a shader on. Oh, now I'm back to the main game. There we go. Now I'm back to the main game. So there we go. I think I'm good now. Phew-wee, I am never clicking that button again. Because I'm never going to be able to figure out if I'm in the main game again or not, or if I have a weird shader on. Next up is actually going to be involving signs here. In which case I am just going to type out a little thing here. Yeah, I think that is fine. So we got 5 rows of A's here, and I can go to my languages, and I can force Unicode font, in which case you can see all my font is slightly thinner. The next up, everything else is going to have to do outside the spawn, because this is known as the update that changed the world for a reason. They added a bunch of biome stuff. So, as we can see here, this is the very first of the biome stuff they have added. It is dark oak wood. So, I can chop this down and get myself some dark oak wood saplings. They only grow 2 by 2 from how I understand it. So, that is a little bit of a downside, because that means it's going to be a lot harder to farm this stuff, because just 1 by 1 is just typically significantly easier. But this is a whole biome, and I got a new one right beside it, which is the birch forest. So a bunch of the tree types just have their own biomes linked to them now. So that is a little bit of a change done here. I don't know how big this biome is. I don't think it's very big. I mean, it's slightly big. Big enough. Yeah, I think it's fine. But either way, I probably want to chop down a handful of these trees so I can haul this back to the base for the future, so I can have some saplings. Another new thing is flowers. Well, flowers are already in the game, but to be precise is new flowers. As you can see here, we have a whole bunch of different types of new flowers. So I can just run around here and pick up a whole ton of different types of flowers here. In which case, we got red tulips, we got alliums, we got, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce this name. Oh man. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of them all just around this valley here. Yep, got some pink, got some white. I think they only come in a handful of colors. I don't think it's a whole bunch. Yeah, there's orange. I think that's all of them. But yeah, if I just run around here, we'll get a whole bunch of different types of flowers. All sorts of them. And you can see they're covering this valley here. Also, if I go back down here, there's a thing that kind of glazed over, but is also super important. There is now 2 tall flowers. The peony, and the reason why they were renamed to poppies is rosebush. That is because roses actually grow on bushes, not on standalones, so they changed it to be more accurate. I don't think anyone actually cared, but here we are. That's a thing we now have. So now I'm still looking for the next thing that I need to find, but we now have a whole ton of flowers. They're everywhere. These things are ridiculous. Oh man. And another 2 tall flower is the sunflower. So we also have those. Alright, another biome added, which is, this one's a little bit of a bigger one. This is what 2 I was out searching for. I was searching for the other one, but I ended up stumbling upon this one by pure accident. So, this is ice spikes made of a completely new block to the game. So let me pull up my silk touch pick so I can pick that up for you. That is packed ice. So this is functionally just ice. It's just normal old ice, but the difference is that it doesn't melt. That's really about it. It's ice that doesn't melt. But that is quite useful. I actually could wind up using that in one of my systems. So it also doesn't produce any water when broken. So I sadly can't use this the same way that there is lava next to that packed ice. I guess that goes to show that it doesn't melt. It's that cold that even lava next to it doesn't melt it. But either way, yeah, I can grab a little bit of this. I just want to grab the cords in the video. So there we go. There's the cords. But yeah, now back to my regular searching. Alright, after doing some searching here, I found the other new tree type. That is, oh, I crashed it. I knew that was coming. But if I come around here and chop some of this down, I'm probably not going to have enough axe to get anything. But, as you can see, it's orange. This is acacia wood. So, I just can chop this down and get a leaf from it. This doesn't actually give too many logs comparatively to the other tree that they recently added. So, I just need to get a leaf from this so that way I can grow them back at my main base here. There we go. Boom. Just like that. By the way, just a heads up, after like, I think this is 3 hours of searching for the biome I'm looking for. This is the first horses I've seen since they were first added to the game even. So, here they are. Giving them to you a little bit late, but yeah, I finally found horses after. Oh man, wow. Yeah. It was not worth it. Oh man, that took a lot of searching. But, either way, the final thing I wanted to show you guys from all of my exploring is the last, most probably important biome, the Mesa, as we can see right here. This is a biome made entirely out of, well, to begin with, red sand, as we can see here, which I'm sure I'll probably grab a little bit of before leaving, but more importantly is the, where is it? Hardened clay. Now, coming along here, we actually are going to be able to see a little bit more of the biome here, in which case we can see it is made up of multiple different colors of hardened clay, to be precise, kind of stacked up on top of each other, with the main type of hardened clay, which is basically just raw clay. Well, not raw clay, but raw hardened clay, just covering the surface here. And we can see there's a couple of trees. But that's the main part of the biome that I want to show off here. That is because this biome is basically going to be the best source for hardened clay. Like, by far. Like, not even remotely close on any other front. It is easily going to be hardened clay for mesas. And anytime I get any amount of clay, I have to immediately put it into brick. So I've used almost none of it in my world. Like, precisely none. But with this now, I actually have an idea that requires a lot of hardened clay. So I'm probably going to use quite a bit of it. And it was crucial that I actually find a mesa so I can begin a mining expedition all the way out here. So, I now just need to get the cords down and ship it out. But either way, guys, that's probably going to be doing it for today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. Standard, like if you want to see me do any projects, then please tell me to work on them. But, either way, guys, that's probably going to be doing it for today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. That's going to be it. And see you guys in the next one. So long. See ya. Bye.